In this video, we'll be exploring the various filtering options that are available when creating queries. I'll start the process by selecting Table Formula from the menu, and you can see in the Query Builder there are three main panes. One is the Filter pane, the Selection pane, and the Output pane. I'll start the query by selecting the product, which is AdventureWorks, which we're using for the demonstration, and from the product I'll select the Production Product table, and I'll output the product number, the description of the product, and the color, list price, and the size of the product. And without adding any additional filters to the table, I'll preview the results. This will give me a complete list of all the products that are in the AdventureWorks database. Now I'll go back and start adding some simple filtering to this query. To filter items, what I can do is drag a field from the selection list up into the filter pane area. Another way to start filtering is to right click an item in the selection list and select filter. I can also drag and drop items out of the output section into the filter section. Once I have an item in the filter section, I can start filtering. Because list price is a currency amount, I can type in the first cell 1 and in the second cell 100. This will give us list prices that are between $1 and $100. Or if I wanted list prices that were $100 or greater, I could in the first cell type greater or equal to, and in the second cell 100. Or if values were less than 100, I can type in less than 100. You can see that the first cell is used for the comparison operator, and the second cell is used for the value that you would want to apply the comparison operator to. As you're typing these values in, you can see that on the right hand side there is a description of the type of query that's been performed. To remove a query filter, simply drag the item out of the filter area into the selection area, or I'll just put that back. You can right click the filter item and then select delete. Next, I'll create a filter on the selection item called color, and if I select the lookup button, I'll receive a list of colors that are available. If I select blue to red, you can see that the values have been populated into the cells, and then I can preview the results. If I wanted to create a comma delimited list of filtered values, I could go back into the lookup and while holding down the control key, select blue and red. In this case, I no longer get a range but a series of comma delimited values, and you can see in the first cell we've got the keyword in. If I was to preview the results now, we'll only see blue and red items. To make this a little bit more interesting, what we'll do is create a cell reference to the worksheet so that a value can be typed into the cell, and the query results would change depending on the value typed into the cell. So I'll go over to the spreadsheet and I'll create a label, and in the cell I'll type red, blue, and then I'll create a name range over the filter value, filter color, and instead of taking constants for the query, I'm going to select the to value cell and then double click on the cell A3 that contains the values that I would like to reference to drive this query. On double clicking, you can see that it's picked up the name range and resolved the name range to red and blue. I'll just click finish now, and you can see that it's created a table, and currently it's showing all the products that are red or blue. I'll just double click the cell now, and you can see that the lookup has appeared again, and I can select a different set of colors by using the control key and multiple selecting. And as I close that lookup, you can see that the tables refresh with the new set of colors. I can also type in the colors into the cell. I'll just put that back to a series of different colors and click OK. Let's go back into the query and add some more filters to it. Next, I would like to do a filter on the product number, and I would like to pick up all the product numbers that start with the code FR. And I can do this by using a like command. For the options for filters, you can double click the description of the filter, or you can go to right click options. In this window you can see that I've got a list of different options that I can do, and I'm going to select like matches using wildcards. And you can see that depending on the operators that I select, a special keyword is placed in the first text box. In the second text box I can type in FR, and I would like all values starting with FR and a percentage, and click OK. Let's have a look at the preview of this result, and you can see now that it's applied the color criteria that I put in, and also it's applied the like command to the product number, so we're only getting values that start with FR. Next, we'll add an additional filter criteria on price list. What we'll do here is only show price lists that are greater or equal to $1,000. As I add each new filter criteria, the logic will AND all the conditions together. And if we go to preview, we can see now that the list has become even shorter, and we're only seeing price lists that are $1,000 or greater, and of the selected colored range, and of the product number starting with FR.